and they don't answer. So like half of me is like wanting to like beat their ass and take their phone, and the other half of me is like, oh, it's probably no big deal, you know. But it just doesn't make sense. And then I'll ask them like, what are you doing today, or do you have to work today, and it's like, yeah, I work at noon. Okay, noon comes, where are you? I'm at my friend's house. I thought you were going to work, you know. So I don't know what the hell. And with the 8-year-old, it's like I'll call her, she won't answer, and her father will be like, she's sleeping. It's 1 p.m. It's 1 p.m. How is she still sleeping? There's absolutely no way. So I start freaking out and like drive over here. Parents, what is your expectation for your children? Especially parents who are raising children together with the other half of the parental team being in a different home or out of your home, or being, you know, more removed than the other one. How do you guys co-parent? Who is, you know, responsible for the kids' whereabouts, and how do you kind of divvy up the responsibilities when you're co-parenting? It's just so weird, you know. I just feel like sometimes I want to like scream at them, and sometimes I'm like terrified that something has happened to them. Every time, you know, it ends up that they're okay, knock on wood, thank God. But it is like exhausting to try to keep up with, especially when you don't live in the house. You know, if I have a list of things to do and I am calling the kids all day long and they're not answering, and maybe I only spoke to them once the day before early in the morning, now we're going on day 2 of them not answering. I'm a full-time mother, you know. I'm used to knowing where my children are, what they're doing, who they're with, and when they'll be back. Not having access to that information is awful. Your mind just like goes from everything from they're fine to the worst possible case scenario. Me personally, as a parent, I don't think it's too much to ask for your children to tell you where they are, who they're with, and when they're going to be back. And I think that doing so in a text message is probably the best way, because then when you find out they're lying, you can hold them to it and punish them accordingly if your kids are liars. I'm trying to raise my kids not to lie, you know, but kids do get mischievous. So I don't know. That's kind of my thought on the subject. I feel like as a mother, it is my job to know where you're at, who you're with, and what you're doing. And if I don't know that information, I'm going to be calling repeatedly until I find out. Again, those are just my thoughts on the subject. Now, there's a big difference between giving your child privacy and, you know, expecting those things from your child. I'm not going to go in my kid's room and read their journal, but I am going to call them repeatedly if they go out without telling me, or if they leave the house and, you know, whatever. And I don't think that that's overreacting. You know, I feel like that's what needs to be done. So, anywho, I hope everyone's having a fantastic Sunday. It's the Sunday after Christmas, December 26th. I am cruising around, running errands, handling things at my storage unit. I need to go back to the gym. I went and I started working out, and then I got interrupted by another hater. So I gracefully excused myself. I need to find a gym that allows no haters. I need to not go to gyms with haters. It's just so bad for my overall vibe. So vibe check. How are you guys doing? How's everyone? Is everyone doing well? How was your Christmas? Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever your jam is. Go ahead, babe. Go ahead. I wish you a happy one of those. And I'm sending you guys all the love and support in the world. I know it's kind of crazy times right now. I get scared and cry all the time. So while I'm strong, let me share those vibes. Yeah, I love you guys. Co-parenting, what are your thoughts? DM me. I'm looking for perspective. When I do these questions like this, or when I write out the question of the day, or other engaging posts, it's because I want to find out what you guys are thinking and what you guys want, so that I can kind of template out the content that I'm going to create for the following week and the marketing material that I'll be creating over the next week. Share your thoughts, DM me. Co-parenting, what's your expectation of your children? What age groups, also are you looking at? Again, I have 3 kids, 8, 13, and 15, 2 girls and a boy. Do you give different rules to the boy than you do the girls? Do you parent harder based on age? Do you guys split it up? If you're in a divorced home, does the mom kind of take care of the girls and the dad kind of look over what the boy's doing? How are you guys dividing the responsibilities of co-parenting